Hi, this is County Councilor Randall Ryti. I'm here at the Los Alamos Daily Post offices providing a recap of the August 26, 2025 County Council regular session. We talked about a lot of topics at the meeting, or went through a lot of topics, and just want to highlight a few things from there. So one is that we had a proclamation declaring September 2025 as National Suicide Prevention Month in Los Alamos, and wanted to quote one of the parts of that, which is I strongly encourage individuals experiencing mental health crisis to call the nationwide crisis line at 988 and use the crisis text line at 741-741, call 911, or go to the nearest hospital if you're experiencing mental health issues. We had several things on the consent agenda, which were all handled as one group. The most important probably among these were several items related to the airport. So we had a grant, some improvements to the taxiway reconstruction, and 8 new hangars being constructed, all based on the 2013 airport master plan. We also had agreements for fencing services and funding for the oversight of the golf course improvements. So we also introduced 2 ordinances. One of them was a grant agreement for improvements to the Los Alamos wastewater treatment plant. The other one has to do with the wildlife feeding. So an ordinance that would prohibit wildlife feeding, including any animal regulated by the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish, including but not limited to bears, cougars, deer, and elk. So the public hearing on this one will be at the end of September 30th, 2025. And I encourage people with viewpoints on this, either for or against, to give comments to council or attend the meeting on that date. Thanks on that. We also had a public hearing on the purchase, sale, and development agreement for 20th Street. So this topic had been discussed at council about a month earlier, and it's an agreement that is with RBMM Development LLC, and it's for constructing about 285 housing units and about 25,000 square feet of retail space. And it will have a wrapped, cast-in-place parking structure. And then it's going to all integrated with the Canyon Rim Trail system. So the 25,000 or so square feet of retail would be available for any business, not just local businesses. And the property purchase will be at the appraised value of $1.77 million. So just what's, I guess, different about this appraisal than the previous one when we had the TNJLA was that the Lot 1C, which has the smart house was not included, and the appraisal is from 2022. In terms of how long this is going to take to develop, starting with the worst case might be as far as 2033, and then the best case is 2028. And there's a number of milestones in this agreement, so that's something that is different from when we had executed the TNJLA agreement. The project costs was approximately $175 million. So if you look at the county share of gross receipts taxes from that amount of construction spending, that'd be over $4 million, so about $4.4 million. We did get public comment at the meeting and an email or two about this and some questions I'd seen on social media. So the issue was raised about the appraisal, which I've explained what the appraisal was based on. And another issue was about whether or not the rents, in particular for the retail or commercial, would be affordable. So there was no constraint on this particular agreement to require that, although the developer indicated that the retail is viewed to be an amenity for the building, and so that would be part of the consideration. One of the other things that I had forgotten when we were discussing this at the meeting was that when the TNJLA, so the Marriott project, was terminated in 2022, I had called for letting local businesses develop the lots. We actually did have an interest from Dr. Cindy Wells to have Pet Pangea located at the Trinity and 20th corner lot. That deal wound up not proceeding, so staff proceeded with the outreach that we had on the project, the community in terms of town halls, and then there was a development agreement process. And so we did get 3, and the RBMM was the one that was selected, and we moved forward on, and that one took many months, almost about a year, to get to where we were this week. So the county has owned this land for a very long time, and as we know, the previous use after the street had been installed was the Smart House location. And there have been lots that were offered previously individually or as groups. Then there had been the Starbucks being selected in 2018. That was later withdrawn. We had the TNJ LA, which was in 2019, and that ended in 2022. And this project, if completed, would vitalize. I'm not going to say revitalize because it's never been very vital there. This part of downtown Los Alamos, and it is connected to the Canyon Rim Trail and does offer some retail, which I had brought up the data that we had seen that we had lost about 200,000 square feet of commercial space in the last 6 years. So this would help to add some commercial space. Then under business, we had several items. So one had to do with a contract for a new service that is with a company called REPT. It's a 15-year contract, a very long contract for this kind of thing, but the county is able to cancel it whenever we would like. But it's something that will allow the county to provide some more information to the public, and it would have a very simple interface for addressing queries, and also be able to post videos of brief explanations of things for citizens, like how do you apply, get utilities connected to your property. So it turns out that this company that was selected, REPT, is a close partner with Zen City. So this Zen City is a media listening tool that we have contracted with to get information on what issues the community is concerned about currently. So hopefully this can help us with our outreach and provide short videos to the public on topics of interest. Another item under business that I think is also very important was the pedestrian master plan. So the last plan dated from 1998, and the outreach on this started in 2024 and continued this year. So the pedestrian is the focus for this plan, but there are other plans like the bicycle master plan that help also deal with multimodal use of trail or other facilities. It's like the urban trail. So there was some discussion about how to better integrate this plan. But the basic concept is that we're trying to have a zero injury and fatality for pedestrians, and look at having how can we better engineer sidewalks and crossings and just the interconnectivity to keep people safe. So I think this is an important thing, and hope people take a look at that. We also had a presentation and approved a revised use and rental of county facilities. So that the council approved it with a few clarifications on some things related to the stables and also refunds. Then another important item relating to housing was we had just a discussion item on the purchase, sale, and development agreement for mixed income workforce housing on the A8A parcel. So A8A parcel is on just off of DP Road. So it's basically south of the Bluffs Apartments, the new apartments, the multi-story apartment building on DP Road. Kind of wraps around where the Canyon Rim Trail crosses there. And so the development agreement proposal includes 380 units, 120 of which will be deed restricted in perpetuity for households earning between 60 and 100% of the area median income, with an average being 80% of the area median income. So these are going to be 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. And it'll be a mixture of all different sizes of apartments and income levels that will be targeted there. So this project started over a year ago when the county issued a solicitation for the sale, purchase, and development of that land. And we were looking for projects that would be offering this kind of workforce solution. There were three the proposals provided to the county, and this one was selected. And the benefits of this one is the affordability component of it. It also helps to integrate people on this end of the, that east end of the Canyon Rim Trail into the rest of downtown. Some open questions currently are about how there'll be connectivity to the general public, but it sounds like that can be possible because there are those apartments already on DP Road that are affordable income restricted apartments. So it's going to provide public access to trails and parks to some extent. The development cost is close to $200 million, $198 million. So it would be closer to $5 million in taxes. That would be the county share of taxes on that amount of money. The county would be providing the land basically at no cost. So $5.5 million assessed value plus another $2 million. So a total of $7.5 million of county investment to have these 120 units that are going to be income restricted in perpetuity. So the introduction and public hearing are coming in the future. If people have comments or questions on that, I hope they reach out to council on that one as well. We also had action on a lobbyist service, so a state lobbyist service. So that's something we haven't had for over a year. So we have a 7-year contract now with a new state lobbyist, and they help us with issues that are of concern to the county. Could be tax-related issues or other things that we've been looking at, trying to make some changes to anti-donation to benefit not only Los Alamos County, but the whole state. The next meeting will be on September 9th. We'll be having a discussion on revising elected official salaries, among many other things. So far we've had one request, the probate judge, but we'll have a discussion about all county elected officials, that now we can freely determine the salaries for these by the county council as opposed to by the state legislature. That's all I have. Thank you.